Have you ever felt that life is much bigger than just this one birth? That there are memories, emotions, or patterns within you that seem older than this lifetime? In the ancient Vedic scriptures, it is said that we humans are eternal souls on a long journey and that we have taken many births before this one. We are only remembering our current date of birth from this life, while the karma of past lives continues to shape who we are. The karma is the law of cause and effect. In Vedic philosophy, karma means action, and more importantly, the consequence of that action. Every thought, word, or deed plants a seed, and over time, these karma seeds ripen into experiences, opportunities, challenges, and patterns. There are four types of karma that need to be explained. Let's explore these four types of karma that govern our spiritual evolution and life experiences like different threads in the fabric of our destiny. The first one is Sanchita karma, the accumulated karma. This is the total karma we have accumulated across all our past lives, like a vast cosmic storage of every deed, intention, and impression that we have ever made. Only a portion of this is chosen for any given lifetime. The rest stays stored. This is considered the Akashic records or the ethereal archives. The second one is the Prarabdha karma, the karma of this lifetime. This is the portion of Sanchita karma that has ripened and is allocated to be experienced in this current life. The current body, family, health, and major life events are born from this karma. It is the karma you cannot avoid. It's already in motion, like an arrow that has been released. The third one is the Kriyamani karma, the karma of free will. These are the actions you are taking right now in this life through the conscious choices and free will. This karma can modify the future, soften your destiny, and even liberate you from suffering. It's the most empowering form of karma, shaped by awareness. And the fourth one is the Agami karma, the karma of future births. This is the karma generated by unfulfilled desires or intentions in this life that haven't yet borne fruit and will carry forward into the future incarnations. It's the karma that hasn't ripened yet, waiting to unfold in another time, another form. So why karma awareness itself matters? Understanding these four types of karma gives us the key to self-awareness, acceptance, and overall spiritual growth. While Prarabdha brings you the life you're in, your Kriyamani actions today can shape your Agami karma, and over time you will purify your vast Sanchita karma. You're not just a body with a certain birth certificate that you get from a country. You are a soul with a karmic journey stretching across time and space. The choices you make now are not small, they are echoes across different lifetimes. In the ancient Vedic scriptures, there lies a powerful cosmic concept, a place so sacred, so foundational, that it is considered the very center of creation in our galaxy. This point is called Vishnu Navi, the navel of Lord Vishnu, the cosmic source from which all life, time, and the Dharma emerge. The Vishnu Navi is the galactic navel of time and Dharma. According to Vedic cosmology, Vishnu Navi is not a mythological metaphor alone. It aligns with what modern science now identifies as the center of the Milky Way galaxy. It is believed to be the axis of universal rhythm, the seat of cosmic intelligence, and the pulse through which cycles of yugas, karma, and consciousness flow. The Mula nakshatra, the gateway to the galactic center. In Vedic astrology, this galactic center is associated with the specific star constellation that is called Mula nakshatra. Located at the heart of Sagittarius or Dhan Rashi, Mula is the first nakshatra in the final set of 9 nakshatras, the group that symbolizes completion, transformation, and overall transcendence. Mula means root, and that's why it is symbol with the tied bunch of roots, indicating a return to the origin, a journey inward to the core. So why this is profound in Vedic thought? So when a soul passes through Mula, it is said to confront the truth of all existence, the stripping away of illusion, ego, and attachment, and the return to the divine source. This point, aligned with the galactic center, is not just astronomy, it is spiritual astronomy. The ancients saw it as the place where the wheel of Dharma rests and resets, and the soul prepares for liberation. Vishnu Nabi and the soul's journey is where the navel connects the child to its mother. Vishnu Nabi connects the universe to its eternal source. Lord Vishnu is the sustainer of all life, and Mula Nakshatra is positioned in that very region, and it becomes the gateway of divine truth, where the soul either dissolves or evolves. In the dance of stars and the silence of space, the ancient rashis found Vishnu Nabi, the center of all that was, is, and will be. And through Mula, they mapped the journey back home. Have you ever wondered why certain events happen in your life at precise moments with specific people and in a certain emotional tone? The answer lies in a divine architecture, a cosmic blueprint where karma and Vedic astrology meet to form a complete cycle of meaning, memory, and momentum. In this video, we'll explore how Vedic astrology ties all the loose ends of your life's journey by addressing the 5 deepest questions we all ask: the what, who, how, when, and why. So the what is the promises of life, the 12 houses of the Babas. What are you here to experience? What areas of life hold meaning for you? The 12 houses of the Babas represent all domains of human life: the health, wealth, relationships, career, spirituality, and more. They reveal the promises of your karma, the different arenas where your soul will play out its story. The who is the bringers of the results, the 9 planets and their transits and coaches who deliver these experiences into the life. The 9 planets are the Navagrahas, act as divine messengers, bringing you results through their placement in your birth chart and through their transits across the sky. Each planet represents a force: discipline, desire, emotion, intelligence, and it is through these forces that the karma unfolds. Now the how, the nature of these experiences. It's the 12 rashis or the zodiac signs. How will these results feel? Will they come with ease, passion, resistance, or transformation? That's where the 12 rashis or the zodiac signs come in. Each sign adds a psychological flavor and energetic tone to the houses and the planets that it hosts. Through the signs, you understand the mood and modality of your karma. The when is the timing of these karma, the dashas and the nakshatra padas. When will all these key events in your life unfold? The dasha system, based on planetary periods, tells you when certain karmas will activate, while the 108 nakshatra padas help the fine-tuning of this timing to precise vibrations in your life clock. In Vedic astrology, timing is divine, and dashas reveal the cosmic calendar tailored to your soul. The why, the karmic backdrop, is the nakshatras as the akashic records. Why do certain situations repeat in your life? Why are you drawn to certain people or patterns? The nakshatras, which are the 27 lunar constellations, act as akashic records, storing karmic memories from past lives. As planets move through these nakshatras, they awaken specific karmic chapters, bringing recurring themes, unresolved lessons, and divine opportunities to grow. When you combine the wisdom of karma with the precision of Vedic astrology, you don't just predict your future, you begin to understand your soul's journey through the lifetimes. In the previous videos, we explored how the 12 rashis of the zodiac are beautifully organized under the 4 great elements: fire, earth, air, and water, the tattvas of the Mahabhutas that form the core of all creation. But the story doesn't end there. The rishis of ancient India looked deeper and discovered that these elements don't stay constant across the rashis. Their intensity evolves, their expression transforms, and their impact itself deepens as we move through the cycle of the Kalpurush Kundali, which which is the evolutionary path of the zodiac. The Kalpurush is the cosmic blueprint of Lord Vishnu. It places Aries as the first house and ends with Pisces in the 12th house, forming a complete journey from birth to transcendence. And as the rashis flow from 1 to 12, even rashis belonging to the same element carry different depths, complexities, and spiritual weight. It's like water flowing through different landscapes, changing the color, speed, and purpose. Let's take the water signs as an example. It's an element in evolution. Water or Jala Tattva symbolizes emotion, intuition, compassion, and connection. But as we move through the three water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, we witness three very different expressions of water. Cancer or Karka Rashi is clean, nurturing water. Placed in the 4th house of the Kalpurush chart, Cancer represents motherhood, protection, and nourishment. Here water is visible, clean, and nurturing, like a lake or a calm river. It reflects emotional bonding and care. When we move to Scorpio, which is the Rishika Rashi, it is sedimented or transformational water. As the 8th house sign, Scorpio's water runs deep and mysterious, like a swamp or an underground spring. It carries intensity, hidden currents, and emotional transformation. This is the water that stirs karma and catalyzes spiritual rebirth. Now moving on to Pisces, the vast ocean water is how we can represent it. In the 12th house, Pisces represents detachment, moksha, and divine surrender. Its water is like the vast ocean. It is boundless, mystical, and beyond logic. It invites us to dive into the unseen and the infinite. All elements evolve this way. Just like the water signs, each elemental group, the fire, earth, and air, evolves across its three rashis. Fire begins with spark, becomes a drive, and ends in purpose. Earth moves from survival to refinement to spiritual duty. This is why two people with the same element in their chart can have very different energies, because the house placement and Rashi order shape the intensity and maturity of the elements. The Rashis are not just signs, they are stages. They evolve with you, and through them, even the same element takes on new meaning as you move through the journey of life from birth to death to transcendence. While we have already seen how each Rashi is associated with one of the four elements, fire, earth, air, and water, the ancient rishis went deeper, classifying the Rashis by their movements and quality. The first group is known as the Char Rashis, meaning movable or the dynamic signs. These are the Rashis that initiate energy, spark creation, and propel life forward. The set includes one Rashi from each element, showing that movement and new beginnings are possible in every aspect of life. The four Char Rashis is Aries, Mesha, which is fire and action, which is the impulse, the spark of life. Cancer or Karka is related to water, and Libra or Tula is for air, and Capricorn or Makara is related to earth. Whether these four signs represent the starting point of all signs, whether it's a relationship, a career, an idea, or a spiritual journey. So if wherever they fall in the chart matters. In your personal birth chart, these four Rashis will be placed in different houses, meaning you will experience beginnings in different areas of life depending on where they appear. Aries might fall in your 7th house, indicating new energy in relationships. Capricorn may land in your 2nd house, showing drive to build wealth or values. Cancer could be in the 10th house, initiating growth in career and reputation. This is why no two charts are alike, and we all have the same Rashis, but they live in different places, expressing their motions and magic in unique ways. The energy of creation is always in motion. The Char Rashis are the breath of beginnings. They push us out of inertia and into creation. They mark the seasons of change, the cycles of effort, and the start of new karmic chapters. In the wheel of time, they are the seed planters, initiating new dharmic responsibilities with every rotation. So next time you look into your charts, ask yourself, where do my new beginnings lie? The Char Rashis will show you, because it is in their motion the life itself begins. The sthir rashis, also known as the fixed signs, these rashis are the anchors of the zodiac, offering steadfastness, durability, and strength in the areas they influence. Just like the roots of a tree, the sthir rashis help ground your life with focus, depth, and resilience. The four sthir rashis are Taurus Rishabha, which is associated with earth, Leo Simha, which is associated with fire, Scorpio associated with water, Aquarius, Kumbha associated with air. These four signs represent sustainers of energy. They don't initiate or adapt quickly, but once committed, they hold and protect what matters. So your chart relates also to your stability. Each person has these four rashis placed differently across the 12 houses of their chart, meaning that the areas of stability, resistance to change, or long-term focus will vary from one person to another. Taurus in the 4th house might bring stability in family and home life. Leo in the 10th house could anchor your career and public stature. Scorpio in the 1st house may make your personality emotionally intense and deeply rooted. Aquarius in the 7th house could mean firm ideals in partnerships and social values. So these placements are where you're likely to build, preserve, and transform slowly but powerfully. The energy of sustaining, that's what is applicable to these sthir rashis. They are not fast moving, but they are unshakable. They reflect the middle phase of any life, and not the start, but not the end, but the deep work of cultivation and mastery. They teach us the importance of patience, protection, inner power, and endurance through the long arc of life. And in a world that constantly shifts, the sthir rashis remind us of the value of holding already steady and staying true and deepening into what matters most. The third set of rashis, one that lives at the edge of change, the space between what was and what will be. The Dvisvabhava, or the dual rashis, also known as mutable signs, are the zodiac's transformers, signs that bridge two phases, adapt quickly, and flow through cycles of learning, evolution, and completion. Each of these signs bring a dual energy, stable and fluid, effective and reflective and active, allowing them to navigate change with wisdom and agility. The four Dvisvabhava rashis are Gemini Mithuna, which is associated with air, Virgo or Kanya associated with earth, Sagittarius or Dhanu associated with fire, Pisces, Meena associated with water. Together, these signs are kind of the end of a seasonal phase and the preparation for a new one. They are signs of growth, surrender, and completion. So how they manifest in your chart? Each person has these Dvisvabhava rashis or signs placed across different houses in their birth chart, meaning different areas of life become arenas of learning, fluctuation, and refinement. Gemini in 10th house may bring changes in career, communication, and leadership. Virgo in the 3rd house could reflect intellectual flexibility and changing relationship with siblings. Sagittarius in the 7th house brings evolving partnerships or a spiritual path through relationships. Pisces in the 12th house may reflect mystical experiences, emotional release, and detachment. These signs don't resist change, they flow with it, so teaching the soul to move with the current rather than against it. In the cycle of life, we can't always start or stay. We must be very transformative. The Dvisvabhava rashis are the zodiac's alchemists, turning endings into beginnings, chaos into clarity, and movement into meaning. They bring the fluidity of the mind and the flexibility of thought and the mystical embrace of duality, helping us evolve across lifetimes. Whenever you find these dual rashis in the chart, there you will find the change, learning, and the soul's invitation to grow in their dance. That lies your ability to adapt, transcend, and transform. There are 108 portals of karmic influence and cosmic intelligence. The moon is the fastest mover through these nakshatras. Of all the planets, the moon is the swiftest, traveling all 27 nakshatras and their 108 padas in just about 1 month. It spends approximately 1 day in each nakshatra, touching every corner of our emotional, mental, and spiritual self. This makes the moon the most intimate planet, constantly shifting how we feel, react, and reflect. There are other planets with slower, deeper cycles of influence. While the moon is fastest, other planets move more slowly through these nakshatras, creating longer lasting influences. Mercury may take weeks, Venus up to a month or more, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn may take months to years to pass through a single nakshatra. Rahu and Ketu, the shadow planets, move in reverse, and their movement brings karmic depth and turning points in life. Each planet's journey through the 108 padas activates different aspects of our different prarabdha karma, the portion of our past life karma allocated for this lifetime. The karma and free will is a dance of destiny and choice. As the planets move through these nakshatras, they open up windows of opportunity, challenge, insight, and change. Some of these experiences are destined, part of our prarabdha karma, which we must go through in this life. But many moments, but also offer the gift of Kriyamani karma, actions born from our free will, allowing us to respond with awareness and evolve our path. So why this matters? When we understand the movement of planets through the nakshatras and their 108 padas, we begin to decode how time, karma, and consciousness shape our lives. We see why a particular day feels emotionally charged, why certain periods feel stuck of transformation or no transformation happening, and how to align our actions with the divine rhythm of the sky. The planets are not just out there, they are tiny mechanisms of the soul's journey, and as they cycle through the nakshatras, they activate the karmic story, one pada, one choice, and one breath at a time. In the previous videos, we explored how Bode's law revealed a fascinating harmony to the planetary distances and how this cosmic symmetry inspired the Vedic positioning of Rahu and Ketu, the lunar shadow nodes. There is a mystical placement. According to Vedic astrology, Rahu finds its placement between Mars and Jupiter, right where modern astronomy observes the asteroid belt, a zone of fragmented creation and untapped potential. Meanwhile, Ketu is placed between Mercury and Venus, symbolizing deep introspection and detachment in the most personal realms of intellect and love. These positions are symbolic but deeply meaningful, linking Rahu to desire, ambition, and Ketu to wisdom and release. So the transit timings, it's an 18-year dance of Rahu and Ketu. Together, Rahu and Ketu don't move like other planets. They are mathematical points tied to the moon's path, always 180 degrees opposite of each other. They take 18 years to complete one full journey through all the 12 rashis, spending about 18 months in each sign. Similarly, other planets take their own transit times, which are listed here. The 18-year cycle for Rahu and Ketu plays a crucial role in shaping out prarabdha karma, bringing waves of challenge, obsession, awakening, and release at every turn. Why the movement matters? The Rahu-Ketu axis is not just a transit, it is the axis of karmic evolution in our chart. Rahu pulls us towards desires, ambitions, and worldly experiences. Ketu pulls you inward towards spirituality, detachment, and past life wisdom. Their 18-year cycle divides life into phases of seeking and surrender, gain and letting go, illusion and insight. Understanding where Rahu and Ketu are transiting and through which houses and nakshatras can reveal the themes of the soul that is meant to explore right now. So while Rahu and Ketu may be shadowy and unseen, their influence is profound. They guide the soul through the unseen corridors of karma, creating, dissolving, and realigning us with purpose, one 18-year cycle at a time. The 108 padas are the building blocks of karma, each spanning 3 degrees 20 part of the zodiac, offering incredible detail and accuracy in chart interpretations. Each Rashi receives exactly 9 padas of the nakshatras. This uses the number 9 of cosmic intelligence, precise, balanced, and deeply symbolic. In the South Indian style astrology chart, Rashis are fixed in place, making it easy to see how the 108 padas are distributed through the zodiac. Aries or Mesha has three nakshatras: Ashwini padas 1 to 4, Bharani padas 1 to 4, Kritika 1 pada. Each Rashi therefore boasts exactly 9 padas, which brings a unique blend of nakshatras into each sign. This influences everything from the Navamsha chart divisions to the timing in Vimshotri Dasha to the subtle nature of the karmic path. So why this precision matters? Knowing the exact pada of your moon, your ascendant, or key planets helps unlock deeper insights into the character, past life impressions, and future evolution. It tells you not just where you are, but what frequency you are born into, because every pada is a unique vibrational key in the soul's cosmic code. So while the 12 Rashis give the body of your chart, it's the 108 padas that give it the heartbeat. Through them, the stars don't just shine, they speak, they guide, and they remember. In Vedic astrology, time is measured and orchestrated. Events unfold not randomly, but rhythmically, guided by a sacred sequence known as the Vimshotri Dasha system. Vimshotri literally means 120, and this system charts a person's life across a cycle of 120 years, divided among the 9 planets associated with specific nakshatras, and each of the planets get one nakshatra from the group of 9. And with this association and grouping, each of the planets are associated with 3 sets of nakshatras. So what is the Vimshotri Dasha system? At the moment of the birth, a starting point is chosen based on the nakshatra of the moon. From there begins a sequence of planetary periods called dashas that reveal which planet governs the life and when. Each planet is assigned a fixed number of years to rule, shaping the themes, challenges, and blessings of that particular phase. The 9 planetary dashas and their years are Ketu for 7 years, Venus or Shukra for 20 years, Sun Surya for 6 years, Moon Chandra for 10 years, Mars Mangal for 7 years, Rahu for 18 years, Jupiter or Guru for 16 years, Saturn Shani for 19 years, Mercury Buddha for 17 years. Together they form a 120-year cycle, a full karmic clock representing the potential lifespan of a human being as seen by the rashis. But an even more important aspect is that even if a person lives an average lifespan, they are exposed to almost all planets and their nakshatra influences with concept of sub-periods within the Mahadasha cycle and are referred to as Antardasha, Pratyantardasha, Shukshma Antardasha, and Prana Antardasha and Deha Antardasha periods. With these 6 period and sub-periods and 9 planets, we get the 6 multiplied by 9, giving us 54 cycle periods. That gives us the cosmic intelligence number of 9. Each dasha and its sub-periods act like a chapter in the personal story. Some bring ease and opportunity, others bring growth through challenges, but all are part of our prarabdha karma playing out with divine precision, with each planet associated with the 3 nakshatras that span across all the 3 groups that are assigned to the char movable or the sthir and the fixed and the dual mutable Dvisvabhavi Rashis. Each of these planetary associations bring different experiences into a native's life. Understanding the Dasha sequence helps prepare for upcoming energies and make wiser choices and harmonize with life's changing rhythm. So these specific numbers, why the specific numbers? Why did Venus get 20 years but the Sun only 6? Why is Rahu's period so long and Ketu's so brief? There's a deeper wisdom behind even these allocations, rooted in the planetary attributes, friendly planets, like friendly and enemy planets, karmic weight, and the spiritual influence of each graha. In our next video, we'll explore and dive into the cosmic intelligence behind these time frames and explore why the rashis assign these exact durations. The Vimshodri Dasha is not just a timer, it is the heartbeat of the destiny, the unfolding of time as the soul evolves through the life's many lessons and seasons. Each planetary Mahadasha is not just a stretch of time, it's a journey, a karmic chapter that reveals its essence through a dynamic dance of nakshatras, rashis, and elemental forces. Today, let's explore the most aesthetic and longest Mahadasha in the Vimshodri system, the 20-year cycle of Venus, or Shukra Mahadasha. Venus is the planet of harmony and desires. It governs beauty, love, relationships, creativity, and material comfort. But these energies manifest in your life, and that depends greatly on where Venus is placed, and more subtly, which nakshatra it is ruling. In the Vimshodri Dasha system, Venus is associated with three powerful nakshatras, each belonging to a different evolutionary group and expressing different rashi types. The three nakshatras of Venus, evolution through the movement, it's like burning. The first group is about creation and beginnings, and it sits in the rashi of Aries, and the type is movable like Chand. Energy is fierce, creative, intense, and it is initiating a karmic birth. The influence in the early years of Venus Mahadasha may feel active, emotionally intense, and growth oriented, setting things in motion. And then comes the Purva Falguni, the second group, which is transformation and stability. It's associated with the Rashi of Leo, and Rashi type is fixed or still. Energy is radiant, luxurious, romantic, creative authority. And the influence is the middle years, reflect stability, enjoyment, and a desire for comfort, beauty, and deeper relationships. And the third group is the Purva Ashada. It is about completion and expansion. The Rashi associated is Sagittarius, and it's dual, mutable, Dvisabhav Rashi. Energy is about spiritual refinement, inner cleansing, victorious renewals. And the influence in the later year guide the soul towards wisdom, inner transformation, and detachment from material over dependence. The three rhythms are within one Mahadasha. Even though Venus rules the entire 20-year period, the rhythmic shifts brought through by these three nakshatras, one is movable, one is fixed, and one dual, gives the Mahadasha a dynamic layered expression. This shows that within one planet's Mahadasha system, there are phases of action, consolidation, and transition, reflecting the evolution of the soul through varying experiences. And other planets play their roles too. Of course, during the Venus Mahadasha, you will also experience sub-periods, antardashas of other planets, each bringing their own karmic flavor and intensity depending on their alignment with Venus in the chart. But the foundations of the Mahadasha is always influenced by the primary planets, nakshatra roots. And for Venus, that means the journey from birth to fulfillment through Bharani, Purva Falguni, and Purva Ashada. Venus Mahadasha is not just 20 years of romance and luxury, it's a three-part soul story, told through fire, creativity, and eventually transcendence. The nakshatras guide how this story unfolds. The universe in all its cosmic intelligence gives everyone opportunities, but never without purposeful challenges. Among all the planetary cycles in Vedic astrology, few evoke as much curiosity and concern as the Saturn Mahadasha, a 19-year journey governed by the planet of discipline, delay, karma, and deep transformation. The Saturn Mahadasha of 19 years is a karmic teacher. Many people fear this phase. Words like Shani Mahadasha, Sade Sati are often whispered with apprehension. But what if we told you that it's not meant to punish, but to elevate, not to block your life, but to restructure it, realign it, and prepare you for lasting success? So let's decode this one layer at a time. The Saturn's three nakshatras are a timeline of transformation. Saturn is associated with the three nakshatras representing a unique chapter in this 19-year journey. It is with Pushya, Anuradha, and Uttara Bhadrapada. Each nakshatra spans 4 padas as we have seen earlier, making a total of 12 padas in Saturn's journey, dividing 19 years by 12, and you get roughly 19 months per pada. A new perspective we need to look at, that we change every 19 months. So even without the longer framework of Saturn Mahadasha, there is a natural rhythm of change every 19 months as Saturn moves its influence from one pada to the next. This means that the heaviness, the lessons of the blessings of one phase don't last forever. There is movement, evolution, and the renewal that is built into this whole design. The wisdom here is, don't think of Saturn Mahadasha as a 19-year sentence. Think of it as 12 stages of karmic refinement, each with its own opportunity to grow, shift, and rise. The cosmic intelligence of Saturn is it doesn't rush. It teaches the value of time, effort, and maturity, and it offers its most profound rewards to those who are willing to walk with integrity, patience, and awareness. It strips away what no longer serves and replaces it with strength, wisdom, and truth. In the larger rhythm of the cosmos, even Saturn, the slowest teacher, offers regular windows of change. The challenge is not to resist it, but to recognize it, embrace it, and evolve with it. Vedic astrology can feel really overwhelming. The 12 houses, 12 rashis, 9 planets, 108 nakshatra padas. At first glance, it may appear complex to decode, but this whole cosmic symphony has a hidden elegant simplicity within this whole complexity. A universal rhythm governed by external cosmic laws and its forces. Some houses in the chart form the very foundational pillars that uphold our existence, shape our destiny, and anchor us for this cosmic dance. In Vedic astrology, these powerful houses are known as Kendra Bhavas, the first, fourth, seventh, and the 10th houses. So essentially, the word Kendra means center or pillar. These houses occupy the cardinal points of the horoscope, the natural anchors of direction and stability. Each Kendra house represents a critical domain of life, as we have seen in the previous videos. The first house is about the Lagna or the birth. It's the self, identity, vitality, physical existence. The fourth house is about home, emotional security, inner peace, and the roots. The seventh house is partnerships, marriage, public interactions. And 10th house is about career, karma, public reputation, and achievements. Together, they balance the four key aspects of existence: who you are, where you come from, who you connect with, and what you contribute. The Dharma Trikona, the first, fifth, and the ninth house, often called the triangle of righteousness, purpose, and higher destiny. Dharma in Sanskrit means cosmic duty, right action, and the soul's higher purpose. The Dharma houses, which are the first, fifth, and ninth, form a perfect triangle on the birth chart, connecting who you are, what you create, and the blessings that guide you. The three pillars of Dharma are the first house, which is the Lagna or the birth, which is the self, identity, physical incarnation, your core individuality. The fifth house is creativity, intelligence, children, and the ability to manifest your soul's talents. The ninth house is wisdom, higher knowledge, teachers, blessings of past karma, and spiritual growth. Together, these houses reveal the path of righteousness, how you express your inner gifts, and how divine grace flows through your life. In Vedic wisdom, it is believed that no material success can truly satisfy the soul unless one's dharma, the one's rightful path, is honored. These houses show why you were born, what you are meant to offer, and where your deepest fulfillment lies. The Dharma Trikona connects you to your true self. The first house gives you the body and will do the walk, the path. The fifth house gives you the talent and the passion to create along that path. The ninth house gives you the guidance, faith, and wisdom to complete the journey. This is why the Dharma Trikona is not just important, it is the spiritual backbone of the entire horoscope. The Artha Trikona are the houses of resources, effort, and material fulfillment. In Sanskrit, Artha means wealth, purpose, and sustenance, the ability to create security, abundance, and stability in life. The second, sixth, and the 10th houses form the Artha Trikona, the triangle that governs how we earn, how we serve, and how we live or work in the material world. The three pillars of Artha are the second house, which is family, wealth, possessions, values, speech, and immediate resources. The sixth house is about work ethic, service, competition, overcoming obstacles, daily responsibilities that we have for this world. And the 10th house is about career, profession, public image, worldly success, and societal contributions. Together, these houses show the flow of material energy from earning to working to achieving. While Dharma reveals your purpose, Artha reveals your capacity to sustain that purpose in the real world. Artha is where dreams are grounded, resources are managed, and the contributions are made visible to the society. The second house gives you the foundation, what you inherit, what you value. The sixth house gives you the battlefield where you apply effort, discipline, and service. The 10th house gives you the summit where your actions are recognized, honored, and rewarded. Mastering the Artha Trikona is mastering the flow of energy from self worth to societal worth. The Kama Trikona, the realm of desire, aspiration, interaction, and fulfillment. In Sanskrit, Kama means desire, not merely physical, but the soul's longing to experience, connect, achieve, and enjoy the many colors of life. The third, seventh, and the 11th houses form the Kama Trikona, the triangle that governs ambitions, relationships, social networks, and the pursuit of dreams. The three pillars of Kama, the third house, which is initiative, communication, courage, effort, short journeys, siblings, and then the seventh house, which is partnerships, marriage, one-on-one relationships, public dealings, and the 11th house, which is gains, desires that are fulfilled, friendships, social recognition, and the larger goals. Together, these houses show how we reach outward, how we connect, desire, collaborate, and achieve. While Dharma shows the purpose and Artha shows the capacity to sustain it, Kama shows what your soul wishes to experience through the life's journeys. Kama is not something to be judged. It is the very fuel for evolution when directed with awareness. The third house gives you the initiative, the courage to express, to act, to pursue. The seventh house gives you the connection, the ability to relate, partner, and reflect. The 11th house gives you the fusion, the gains, the community, and the fulfillment of the larger desires. Together, they create the bridge between individual aspiration and collective achievement. The Moksha Trikona, this is the triangle of inner liberation and spiritual awakening. The word moksha in Sanskrit means liberation, the release from cycles of birth and death, the merging of the individual soul with the infinite. The fourth, eighth, and the 12th houses form the Moksha Trikona, the sacred triangle guiding the soul's retreat inward beyond worldly attachments towards self-realization. The three pillars of moksha, the fourth house, which is the emotional foundation, the inner peace, home within the heart, motherly love. So the eighth house is deep transformation, mysteries, occult knowledge, death and rebirth of ego. And the 12th house is spiritual surrender, loss of material ties, enlightenment, union with the divine. Together, these houses show the stages of returning inward, from emotional roots through transformation into final transcendence. While Dharma, Artha, and Kama guide our outer journeys, Moksha guides the soul's inward journey, the path back to the source. Planets placed in moksha houses or strong influences from them show a deeper calling to heal, transform, and transcend the material world. They mark a life often touched by inner longing, hidden strength, and the mystical search for meaning. The fourth house gives you emotional grounding, the beginning of inner awareness. The eighth house gives you transformative trials, the shedding old skin and the death of illusion. The 12th house gives you release, the merging into the infinite, the quiet embrace of the eternal. Through these houses, the soul experiences healing, surrender, and finally the freedom. The Upachaya houses, the 3rd, 6th, 10th, and the 11th, these are the houses of effort, improvement, and the success through action. The Sanskrit word Upachaya means accumulation, improvement, and gradual growth. The 3rd, 6th, 10th, and 11th houses are the Upachaya bhavas, where results don't get necessarily, they don't come instantly, but improve steadily over time with courage, discipline, and perseverance. In fact, even traditionally challenging planets like Saturn, Mars, or Rahu are considered favorable when placed in these houses because they thrive on the energy of slow, steady achievement. The four growth houses, the 3rd house, is the courage, communication, self-effort, and overcoming the fears. The 6th house is about competition, service, health, defeating obstacles and enemies. And the 10th house is about career, achievements, social status, and all the karmic actions. The 11th house is about gains, the fulfillment of desires, social success, and the wealth through effort. Together, they show the areas of life where you are expected to strive, learn, compete, and eventually succeed. Unlike other houses that may deal with destiny or circumstances given at birth, the Upachaya houses focus on what you build through your own choices, the resilience, and the energy. These houses cater to a whole lot of free will, and new karma can be gathered, good or bad, that you accumulate. They teach us that growth is not overnight. It is earned, strengthened, and multiplied with time, patience, and consistent action. These are the houses where hard work is truly rewarded. The more you push, the more you rise. The 3rd house teaches you courage and communication. The 6th house tests your endurance through service and struggles. The 10th house rewards your persistence with public achievement. The 11th house brings in gains, networks, and the fruits of your long-term efforts. So step by step, they transform raw effort into real lasting success. We have journeyed through the 4 great aims of life, the Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha, and understood how the Upachaya houses guide our growth through effort. Now it is time to bring it all together, to see the birth chart not as isolated parts, but as living, breathing, 3-layered cosmic model, revealing the soul's blueprint for our lifetime. Imagine your astrological chart built with 3 interwoven layers, each offering a deeper glimpse into your purpose, your challenges, and your highest potential. The top layer is the 108 nakshatra padas. At the finest and subtlest level, your planets and ascendant align with specific nakshatra padas, tiny powerful gateways of cosmic vibration. The 108 padas connect your soul to the Akashic records, showing the exact frequency your soul chose to embody at birth. The middle layer are the rashis and the planets in the 12 houses. The next layer is the zodiac sign, and essentially all the planets placed in the 12 houses, governing Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, and the growth through the Upachaya houses. Each Rashi carries one of the 4 elements: fire, earth, air, water, showing the nature and energy of the actions and experiences. The planets, acting as carriers of karma, express their nature depending on the signs they occupy and the houses they influence. The foundational layer is also the movable, fixed, and the dual rashis. And at the most fundamental level, the modality of these rashis, whether it's movable, the char rashi, or the fixed, sthir rashi, or the dual and mutable, the dvisvabhava rashi, determine the way you approach life's events. Movable signs initiate and create the change. They are known for beginnings. The fixed signs stabilize and preserve and usually are slow to move. The dual signs, they adapt, transform, and bridge new paths. This creates the rhythm of your evolution, the cycles of beginnings, stabilization, and transformations across different areas of life. Putting it all together, your life blueprint, when you analyze the chart through these three layers, the nakshatra pada, which is the soul vibration, the rashi and the planetary placements are the life path and the karmic duties, the movable, the fixed, and the dual qualities, your approach to the different experiences that come to you. You uncover a clear, profound, and personal map of your life's purpose. You understand what you are meant to fulfill, how you are designed to evolve, and why certain challenges and gifts were chosen for your soul's journey. The life here on earth is a dance of five great elements, the Pancha Mahabhutas, the ether, air, fire, water, and earth. These elements are deeply connected to the planets themselves, the living forces that influence our emotions, actions, and growth. The cosmic association between planets and the five elements provide a connection that reveals how planetary energies shape the very fabric of life. Jupiter is associated with ether or akasha. Saturn is associated with air, vayu. Mars is associated with fire or agni. Venus is associated with water or jala. Mercury is associated with earth, prithvi. Each of the 8 cardinal directions, north, south, east, west, and the 4 intermediates, are presided over by a specific deity, a divine guardian who oversees the flow of cosmic energy. The 8 cardinal directions are associated with specific deities. East or Purva is Indra. The east is the direction of sunrise and new beginnings and is ruled by Indra, the king of the gods and the bringer of rains and vitality. Indra represents power, leadership, and dynamic energy, blessing the art of new adventures. And southeast, which is Agni, the southeast is the god of fire, the sacred purifier, the carrier of offerings to the divine. Agni symbolizes transformation, spiritual aspirations, and the energy to purify intentions and actions. The south, which is ruled by Yama and the god of death and dharma, the divine judge of souls and the protector of truth. Yama sounds of righteousness, discipline, and the inevitability of transformation through endings. And the southwest is Niriti, and the southwest, guarded by Niriti, is the goddess of dissolution and decay. While others often seen as fierce, Nirti teaches the necessity of letting go, releasing attachments, and making way for new growth. The west, or Paschima, by Varuna, is where the sun sets, is ruled by the god of cosmic waters, truth, and universal law. Varuna embodies vastness, introspection, and the protection of divine order and ethics. Northwest, for Vayu, is protected by the god of wind, the life and the breath, movement, and the unseen force of life. Vayu represents dynamism, inspiration, and the subtle movement of prana through the universe. North, which is Kubera, is associated with prosperity and treasures, is ruled by the god of wealth and abundance. Kubera teaches us rightful accumulation, stewardship, and the sacred flow of prosperity. The northeast, or Ishanya, owned by Shiva, is the most auspicious direction, presided over by the Lord Shiva himself, the ultimate yogi, destroyer of ignorance and source of inner awakening. Ishanya represents wisdom, liberation, meditation, and the divine transcendence of worldly attachments. The cosmic harmony of all these directions, together these 8 deities form a sacred protective mandala, balancing creation, preservation, transformation, and liberation across every dimension of space. The deities are a reminder that wherever we move, the forces of the cosmos are present, guiding, supporting all along the way, and shaping our journeys. As we stand here on Earth, the directions around us are living gateways aligned with divine energies that support the path toward truth, transformation, abundance, and liberation. The eight cardinal directions are also associated with the nine planetary energies of Vedic astrology, and understanding this alignment brings deeper meaning to your life's journeys. The east or the Purva is ruled by the sun and is essentially the direction of sunrise and awakening, the giver of vitality, power, and inner light. Facing east connects you with the leadership, purpose, and divine consciousness. The southeast is ruled by Venus, Shukra, the planet of love, beauty, passion, and creative energy. This direction symbolizes refinement, relationships, and the harmonious blending of forces. South or Dakshina is ruled by Mars, the warrior, the commander of action, courage, and strength. Facing south taps into the energies of assertion, protection, and righteous action. Southwest, ruled by Rahu, it's the shadowy force of desires, ambition, and worldly attachments. This direction challenges us to overcome illusions and transcend material cravings. The West, ruled by Saturn, is the teacher of time, discipline, endurance, and karma. Facing West, it invokes maturity, patience, and the steady rewards of hard earned wisdom. The Northwest, ruled by the Moon, Chandra, is about motherly love and emotions, nurturing adaptability and intuition. This direction enhances emotional intelligence, creativity, and reflective thinking. The North or Uttara is with Mercury, Buddha, the messenger of intellect, communication, and commerce. Facing North empowers logic, learning, adaptability, and innovation. The Northeast is the Jupiter or the Guru, essentially considered the holiest and most auspicious direction. It's governed by Jupiter and the planet of wisdom, expansion, spirituality, and divine grace. This direction invites blessings, higher learning, and the fulfillment of dharma and righteousness. Each direction, each planetary energy opens a unique doorway, influencing your consciousness, decisions, and the karma that is unfolding. When understood and aligned, the directions and the planets can guide you towards balance, success, wisdom, and inner harmony. When we chant the Gayatri Mantra, there is a deeper meaning connecting us to the earth, body, mind, and soul, to the heavens, the three layers. Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargyo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayam. This mantra is invoking the divine light of the sun to illuminate and guide our intellects across all realms of existence, physical, mental, and spiritual, providing that heaven's connection. Each planet plays a vital role, like chapters in the story of life, weaving together elements, desires, actions, emotions, wisdom, and the final liberation. Today, let's walk through this magnificent sequence and understand how each planetary energy unfolds the cosmic drama of our existence. It's the cosmic journey of the soul, and Jupiter is the integrator of all elements. The journey begins with Jupiter, the great guru, integrating ether, air, fire, water, and earth into a cosmic blueprint of wisdom, possibilities, and expansion. Jupiter plants the seed of higher purpose into the soul. Rahu is the spark of unfulfilled desires and essentially the force of the cravings, ambitions, and restless longing for new experiences. Rahu ignites the urge for material and spiritual exploration. Mars is the initiator of action and steps in. It's the cosmic warrior who gives courage, action, and bold initiative to begin the journey of manifestation. Mars transforms desire into action and movement. Moon is the nurturing womb. It's the celestial mother, offers the sacred womb of emotions, nurture, and growth. The moon holds and nourishes the soul as it prepares for earthly life. Sun is the father and the giver of the life force and provides the life seed, the spirit, the vitality needed for earthly incarnation. And the sun infuses the soul with identity, purpose, and the divine will. Venus is the sculptor of the physical body and molds the soul into a beautiful earthly body, embedding senses, pleasures, creativity, and love into the form. Venus gifts the soul with the experience of earthly wonders and relationships. Ketu is the balancer and for renunciation, and it creates the detachment, intuition, and the longing for liberation beyond the material space. Ketu reminds the soul of its original spiritual nature. Mercury is sort of a child with the intellect, the cosmic child, representing the learning, curiosity, and communications. Mercury empowers the mind to navigate the earthly experiences with wisdom and adaptability. Saturn is the great judge and the life's final teacher, the guardian of karma, setting rules, boundaries, and time, ensuring the soul grows through endurance, discipline, and maturity. Saturn completes the journey, bringing lessons of humility, patience, and ultimately liberation. This is the sacred cycle of the planets. Each planet is a teacher, each step is sacred. Together they guide the soul from infinite possibility to embodied experience and back again towards cosmic freedom. When we understand this whole planetary sequence, we understand not only astrology but the sacred map of life itself. This is how we also get the Vimshutri Dasha sequence that starts with different nakshatras and associated planets depending on the time of our birth. And it's different for each one of us about how much remaining time is there in the specific nakshatra and who is the associated planet. There is more to understand as we go through some of the additional videos. Analyzing a planet's exact degree shows us which of the 108 nakshatra padas are being activated, revealing the flavor, tone, and the subtle karmic energy of its influence. We'll try to understand how going deeper with divisional charts or vargas can unlock even more precision and depth. The divisional charts are used to examine specific areas of life. There is a deeper connection of 369 within these charts. So when you look at your chart, don't just stop at the sign. Go deeper into the nakshatras, the padas, and the divisional charts, because the more precisely you decode the sky, the more clearly you can understand your life. You already know from previous videos how to view the D1 Lagna chart, and in this example it's a Capricorn or a Makar Rashi ascendant, and the Rashi number 10 is placed in the first house. In Vedic astrology, the power of a planet doesn't just depend on which sign it occupies, it depends on how it functions within that sign. Today we'll explore two fascinating concepts that reveal the subtle intelligence of planetary dignity, the difference between a planet's exaltation sign and its moor trikona sign. Exaltation, That's when the planet is at its peak performance. Every planet has one sign and even a specific degree within that sign where it feels most elevated, refined, and poised to perform at its best. This is called exaltation. Think of it like the planet being on a perfect vacation retreat where everything aligns for it to express the ideal qualities with grace, power, and clarity. Mula Trikona, meanwhile, is the planet's root office. Now we enter the concept of Mula Trikona itself, literally meaning the root triangle. This is not a vacation spot, but the core operating zone for a planet, a sign or portion of it where the planet is functionally most active and authoritative. If exaltation is like a spa retreat, then Mula Trikona is the CEO's office, where the planet gets to get the work done, manages karma, and delivers all the concrete results. Here is a table listing the planets in their exalted state at specific degrees of exaltation. Sun is exalted in Aries at 10 degrees, expressing divine leadership and confidence. Moon is exalted in Taurus at 3 degrees, offering emotional stability and nurturing. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer at 5 degrees, radiating wisdom, protection, and nourishment. In exaltation, a planet radiates its purest intent, often without resistance. But remember, it's not where it lives, it's where it shines momentarily. Here is a table listing the planets in their Mole Trikona state at specific degrees. Sun's Mole Trikona is Leo, its own sign, from 0 degrees to 20 degrees. Mars Mole Trikona is Aries, from 0 degrees to 12 degrees. Jupiter's Mole Trikona is Sagittarius, from 0 degrees to 10 degrees. You may notice how Moon's Mole Trikona is not its own sign, Cancer, but Taurus. In the story of nakshatras, there is a very beautiful theme that is highlighted, where Moon's favorite is Rohini and its four padas fall in Taurus. So here the planets may not feel as comfortable as they are in exaltation, but it is more responsible, efficient, and karmically engaged. So, in short, exaltation, the planet is in ideal conditions to express its finest nature. And in Mole Trikona, the planet is in its true command center. It's ready to work hard, lead, and produce the impact. Exaltation brings brilliance. Mula Trikona brings balance, order, and effectiveness. So both are very powerful, but they serve different roles in the chart and in your journey. So the next time you study a birth chart, don't just ask where the planet feels good, ask where it is going to get the things done. That's the difference between a resort and a root office. That's the difference between exaltation and Mula Trikona. When a planet is placed in its own rashi, a sign that it rules and governs by nature, it's called as a Swakshetra Graha. The term Swakshetra comes from Sanskrit word Swa, meaning self, and a Kshetra, meaning territory or domain. A planet that resides in its own zodiac sign, that it naturally rules, is like a king in his own kingdom, or a professional working from their home base. And in such a position, the planet feels empowered, authoritative, and well-resourced, capable of delivering long-lasting, stable, and beneficial results. So some of the examples of Swakshetra placements are Sun in Leo, the moon sign, which yields royalty, power, and leadership. Moon in Cancer, Karka, is emotional depth, nurturing, and intuition. Mars in Aries, or Mesha, or Scorpio, is bold action, inner transformation. Mercury in Gemini or Mithuna or in Virgo is about intelligence, communication, and analysis itself. So this way we can look at some of the planets positioned in a not only comfortable position, it's in control. It knows the terrain, it sets the rules, and delivers the results with clarity and strength. And when strength meets affliction, however, these Swakshetri graphs can even face challenges. If the planet is aspected by malefics involved in a combustion or caught in difficult conjunctions, its natural strength may be compromised. Think of it as a king trying to rule during a siege or when he's under attack, still capable but now under pressure. So while Swakshetra placements are highly beneficial, they must be read in the full context of the chart. Planets in their own signs tend to give sustained results, especially over time. They indicate inherent strengths, natural abilities, and the core areas of life where stability can be built. They also form a solid base for yogas and combinations, becoming foundational forces in a person's destiny. So, when a planet is sitting on its own sign, recognize it as a force that knows what it's doing. It's ruling its domain with wisdom, confidence, and karmic maturity. In Vedic astrology, planets have personalities, alliances, and rivalries, and just like in human relationships, their interactions with one another can greatly affect how they express themselves in the chart. The concept of planetary friendships and enmities helps us understand why a planet may behave positively or feel challenged in a certain sign or conjunction. The two cosmic camps, which are the planetary groups, at the core of this concept lie two planetary groups that own karmic flavor and have their own elemental nature. So, the group one, the royal and noble forces, the Sun, Moon, Mars, and Jupiter. This group represents purity, power, inspiration, and divine purpose. These planets are often aligned with dharma, the righteous action, the inner light, and cosmic leadership. Group 2 is the material and transformational forces Venus, Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu. This group governs desires, karma, detachment, sensuality, and worldly experiences, often pushing the soul into deeper lessons through beauty, hardship, or illusion. Mercury, meanwhile, is the cosmic diplomat. Mercury stands at the intersection of both the worlds. It is the only planet that doesn't firmly belong to either of the groups. Mercury can form alliances with both the groups depending on its company, conjunctions, and sign placement. It reflects adaptability, neutrality, and intelligence. That's why Mercury is often called the prince of the planetary kingdom, able to mediate, communicate, and learn from both sides. So, why the planetary friendship matters? Understanding which planets are friends or enemies tells us how they will behave when placed in each other's sign, whether they will support neutralities or challenge one another. A friendly planet placed in the sign of its ally will express its qualities freely and positively, while a planet in the enemy's sign may feel restricted, misunderstood, or weakened. This impacts the results of the dashas, yogas, and house outcomes in a birth chart. So, when interpreting a chart, don't just ask where a planet is, ask whose company is it in. Because, like all of us, planets too are shaped by the friends and energies that surround them. The birth chart is a multidimensional map of the soul's karmic design, and the deeper we go, the more refined and revealing the picture becomes. But there's one key that unlocks all these doors. It should be an accurate birth time. The power of precise birth timing, when your birth time is recorded with precision, ideally to the minute and second, it allows astrologers to calculate not only your main chart but also a series of divisional charts known as Vargas. These charts help us dive deep into the specific areas of life, giving subtle, layered insights that go far beyond the surface. The journey through the divisional charts from D1 to D60. Let's take a quick journey through some of the key divisional charts, each unlocking a new dimension of understanding. The D1 is the Lagna chart or the Rashi chart. This is the foundation, your basic life blueprint, personality, and broad karmic trajectory. The D2 is the aura chart, reveals the wealth, potential, financial strength, and the attitude towards the resources. The D3 is the Dracana chart, sheds light on the siblings, courage, and your inner drive for progress. The D6 is the Shashtamsa chart, used to analyze health, illness, and inherited vulnerabilities or karmic patterns itself. And the D9 is the Navamsha chart, a crucial chart for marriage, relationships, dharma, and spiritual evolution. D10 is the Dashamsa chart, focuses on career, profession, public recognition, and leadership. The D30 is the Trimsamsa chart, used to study inner weaknesses, mental afflictions, and subtle karmic imprints. The D45 or the Aksha Vedamsa chart is connected with spiritual expression, creativity, and the soul level evolution. The D60 or the Sashkyamsa chart, the most sensitive and subtle chart, revealing past life karma, inherited patterns, and the divine destiny itself. So why these charts matter? Each chart is like a lens. The further you zoom in, the more details you uncover. But the beauty lies in how all these harmonize together, providing a 360-degree view of the journey. From material to spiritual, from visible traits to hidden truths. But remember, the deeper you go, the more important accuracy becomes. A small shift in birth time can entirely change the D9, D10 or the D60 charts. With the right time of birth, astrology transforms from prediction to revelation. The divisional charts are the cosmic microscope, showing what our soul has come to do here, one dimension at a time. In today's world, astrology software can give the divisional charts in just seconds, but behind every automated output, there lies a divine calculation, a system of precision that the ancient rashis passed down through sacred scriptures. To truly grasp the power of divisional charts, it helps to understand how they are actually prepared, so you can appreciate what these charts reveal and what makes them so insightful. So that is why we need to understand the construction of divisional charts. When you learn how a chart is built, you learn why it works. You begin to see the structure behind the symbolism and develop a deeper connection with the chart as a living map of karma and purpose. In this specific part, we'll be exploring one of the foundational divisional charts used in predictive astrology, the D3 chart, also known as the Dracana chart. It's one of them. And what is a D3 chart? It's basically used to analyze the natives, siblings, courage, vitality, and the inner strength. It gives additional insight into the third house, the themes of the third house in your life, such as short journeys, communication, and effort. The steps to prepare the D3 chart manually using the degrees of planets from the main birth chart or D1 is provided here. Since we divided the Rashi sign of 30 degrees into 3, we got 10 degrees each. So there are 3 Dracanas, and the Dracanas map to specific Rashis, and you can lay that out in the D3 Dracana chart based on the nakshatra padas as well. So while software may give us speed, understanding gives us depth, and in Vedic astrology, depth leads to clarity and clarity leads to wisdom. So here is a D6 chart, Shastamsa, and how it is prepared. Let us go deeper into the realm of health, diseases, and physical well-being related to the 6th house. And exactly this Sashtamsa chart is doing that. It is breaking down the details of the 6th house. Sashta means 6 and Amsa means division. In this chart, each Rashi or zodiac sign of 30 degrees is divided into 6 equal parts of 5 degrees each. The D6 chart is primarily used to analyze a person's physical health, karmic afflictions, disease patterns, and even the strength of immunity and healing ability. And if the D1 chart tells us what we are born with, the D6 reveals how our body handles karma loads, especially when malefic influences or medical challenges arise in our life. The odd and the even signs rule is used for placing the planets into the rashis for the D6 chart. The odd rashis are Aries, Gemini, Leo, Libra, Sagittarius, and Aquarius. The even rashis are Taurus, Cancer, Virgo, Scorpio, Capricorn, and Pisces. The D6 chart helps identify areas where you may face chronic conditions, accidents, or recurring imbalances, especially when malefic planets or unfavorable dashas activate these zones. It's also useful in medical astrology, helping guide lifestyle changes, spiritual remedies, or even understanding when healing energy is the strongest. Just like every tree has roots beneath the surface, your D6 chart shows the hidden roots of physical health and karmic endurance, and understanding it begins by learning how it's built. There is an old saying, marriages are made in heaven, but in Vedic astrology, it's taken even deeper because the alignment of your soul's partnerships, purpose, and potential is written not just in the stars, but in a special chart called the Navamsha or the D9 chart. This sacred chart is intimately connected to the 108 nakshatra padas, and why its meaning goes far beyond just marriage. So the nakshatras based Navamsha chart. This chart is the 9th divisional chart in Vedic astrology, derived from dividing each zodiac sign into 9 equal parts of 3 degrees 20 each. That gives us a total of 108 parts, exactly the number of nakshatra padas. Yes, that's the same 108 that forms the beats of a mala, the vibrations of the mantras, and the cosmic rhythm of the soul's breath. There is no coincidence, it's a cosmic intelligence. Each nakshatra pada directly maps to a Navamsha position, making the D9 chart a mirror of the karmic DNA. So Navamsha is typically linked to marriage, but it is so much more. Traditionally, the D9 chart is known for revealing the truth about marriage partnerships and dharma, and rightly so. It shows the nature of the spouse, the quality of the relationship, and timing of important unions in life. But in the D9, there is more than a marital map. It's your spiritual signature, your soul's contract, your inner strength, and the deeper truth that matures with time. It's often said your Rashi chart shows the body you're born into. Your Navamsha actually shows the soul that you're here to become. How the 108 padas map to the D9? Here's the beauty of it. Each of the 108 nakshatra padas correspond exactly to one of the 108 Navamsha divisions. Every 3 degree 20 slice of the sky or of pada directly places a planet into a specific Navamsha sign. This transition reveals how a planet's deeper essence unfolds beyond its physical position. So when you study the D9 chart, you're essentially unlocking the energetic vibration of the exact pada in which the planets were born, a portal into their refined and evolved expression. The D9 chart helps you answer the questions like, what is my true potential beyond personality? Where does my dharma pull me towards? Which aspects of life blossom with time? And yes, who am I meant to walk with, grow with, and transform through? So the next time someone says marriages are made in heaven, you'll know that they are also made in the Navamsha. But this chart just doesn't reveal whom you will walk with, it reveals who you're becoming and why your whole journey this soul has chosen, and this entire journey, how you're supposed to be making through it. When it comes to career, reputation, and professional purpose, the lens used is the D10 chart or the Dashamsha. In the birth chart, if it's showing your identity and the Navamsha is revealing dharma, then the D10 is revealing your karma, the role you're meant to play in the world of work and society. What is the D10? Essentially, it's the 10th divisional chart derived by dividing each rashi of 30 degrees into 10 equal parts of 3 degrees each. Each of these 3 degree segments represents a different facet of the work ethic, leadership potential, public visibility, and professional influence. Whether you're a healer, entrepreneur, artist, or executive, the D10 shows how your karmic energy flows with your career path. The odd and the even rule is used in the chart construction. By now, you have watched in our previous videos, you may have noticed a pattern in how these divisional charts are calculated. There's often a subtle odd even rule used to determine how the subdivisions of a rashi are assigned to the 12 signs. In the case of the D10 chart, here's how it works in simplified terms. If a planet is in an odd rashi or a sign in the D1 chart like Aries, Gemini, Leo, the sequence of the Shamsa signs proceed forward through the zodiac. If the planet is in an even sign like Taurus, Cancer, Virgo, the sequence runs in reverse. This alternating method helps distribute energies uniquely and equally as well, reflecting the dynamic interplay of karmic logic and not random placements. So the why the D10 matters. The 10th house in the birth chart represents career, but the D10 chart expands and focuses, showing how the skills mature when opportunities arise and how you handle power, responsibility in your work. It also defines the timing of professional breakthroughs, especially when the chart is referenced along with the Mahadasha or the planetary transits. So while the outer world sees your job title or resume, your D10 chart shows the soul's contribution to the society, and it begins with understanding the very method by which this chart is formed. In the vast and intricate world of astrology, there are charts that speak to physical, emotional, and spiritual layers of life. Among the most subtle and mysterious is the chart that echoes the sacred number of the cosmos, the D108 chart, or the Ashtottaramsa. This chart is not used in basic astrology readings and rarely used by many practicing astrologers. But when understood, it can offer a glimpse into the deepest layers of karma, spiritual progression, and the soul resonance. So the D108, it's in Vedic tradition, the number is not just a number, it is a sacred key. There are 108 beads in a Japmala, 108 Upanishads, 108 nakshatra padas, 108 dance poses in the Natya Shastra, and even the distance between the earth and the sun and the moon, approximately 108 times the respective diameters. 108 corresponds to the full spectrum of subtle cosmic vibration that we are born into. The D108 Ashtottaramsa chart is derived by dividing each zodiac sign into 108 equal parts, giving a segment size of 0 degrees 1640, making it one of the most finest and most sensitive divisional charts in Vedic astrology. It is said to reveal micro karma, ancestral karma, and minute soul level tendencies that influence the spiritual readiness, intuitive gifts, and unresolved karmic threads across lifetimes. So this reflects a karmic residue. While other divisional charts focus on specific aspects of life, marriage, career, health, the Ashtottaramsa dives into the karmic frequency itself. It may not be practical for everyday production, but it is incredibly valuable for spiritual seekers, advanced karma counseling, and understanding why certain inner patterns keep repeating. This chart can also offer clues into spiritual obligations, past life resonance, and moments of divine intervention or reversal. So this is not for everyone, but it is so powerful. Because of its extreme subtlety, the D108 chart requires an accurate birth time, ideally to the minute or second. Even a small shift in birth time can dramatically shift and alter the chart. But when read with the right lens, it serves as a karmic X-ray, reflecting truths that even the D60 Sashtyamsa chart might have left untouched. So if you feel called to go deeper beyond prediction into the realm of karmic unfolding, the Divisional chart may become a cosmic whisperer, reminding you of what your soul is still remembering. If we go through the initial 12 divisional charts from D1 Bhagna chart to D12 Dwadasham chart, in the D1 chart we had 12 Rashi signs across the 360 degrees sky, and for D2 dividing each Rashi sign into 2 gives us 24 possible combinations. Similarly, continuing with all the other divisional charts from D3 to D12, where the Rashi sign was divided to access the house specific details, and adding all of these divisions gives the cosmic number 936, which is the divine sequence, the cosmic sequence.